we just rolled over into 2026. I'm about to do my first quarter IFTA filings. I'm doing it a little bit early. It's January 2nd. But I'm going to do like a screen recording just as I'm going through it. I mean, I'll have to fast forward it because it's going to be just punching numbers in. But I'll show you the reports I pull for the fuel, the mileage, and I'll go and mine's going to be Texas. It's all the Texas Comptroller's website. So I'll go through the reports. I do two different reports for the fuel and the mileage, or I do two different ones for the mileage at least. I'm using OmniTrack, so mine's got an actual IFTA report, so I use that, and then it's got a separate report in the Analytics Manager that's like the state mileage report. They should match up, but they don't always match up exactly. So I'll just pull both of those, and so it's gonna be pretty boring. I'm just gonna go through how to file IFTA, and this applies to the state of Texas. I'm sure any state you're in, it's pretty similar. They need the same information. You're just punching numbers in. And if you have this doesn't apply if you have a fleet, you gotta have an automated system that generates these, that just does all these for you. You can't enter these by hand if you have, I guess if you had 5 trucks, maybe 10 trucks, you could do it. But if you have more than 10 trucks, then you're not doing this by hand, like I'm about to show you how I'm doing it. But anyways, here's how to file IFTA, and this is current it's January 2026. So I'm filing the Q4 of 25 numbers right now.
Okay, so we're going to go through an IFTA filing. You need your miles and you need your gallons. So I do 2 different mileage reports just to verify them against each other. I use OmniTracks. So I do the distance by jurisdiction report, which is their actual IFTA report, and it'll show you the miles per state. And then I also run a state miles report, which is just in their like analytics manager. And if you look, I mean, everything's like within a tenth. You see here, 950 for Alabama, 949. Arkansas is 443. So everything matches up. Iowa 483, Iowa 490. So a little bit of a discrepancy there. So I'll just go with the higher one, just to be on the safe side. And it looks like the IFTA report from OmniTracks is going to be on the higher side. Let's look at Kansas. Yeah, so their IFTA report is showing a little bit slightly higher on, except for Mississippi. So Mississippi's a little higher on the state miles report. I mean, these are pulled for the exact same time frames, October 1st through December 31st. So it's Q4 2025. It's a new year. We just started 2026. It's December the 2nd. So so we still got a little while before these are due, but I just like to go ahead and get them done as quick as possible. So the other fuel reports, or the other reports are the fuel reports, and I got 2 fuel cards. One of them is just a backup, and it doesn't really, let's see, authority, IFTA, fuel by state, Q4. Yeah, let's look at that one. So here's my backup fuel card. It has 2.51 gallons. The volume is the gallons and the dollar amount. So I just tested it to make sure it was going to work. It's an RXO fuel card I use as a backup. So that's in Texas. So I'm just going to use the other report for my gallons, and then I'm just going to add 2.5 or 3 gallons to it for Texas. So, but if you had, if I had a bunch of purchases on different fuel cards, then I'd have to total up, the different gallons from each one. So I'll show you. Here's my Expediter fuel card. So Total number of gallons for Q4 was 3,052, and total dollar amount spent was $9,288. And that shows all the states. Everything's broken down by state. So all I'm going to have to do for that second report is when I get to Texas, 631 gallons, I'll add 2.5 gallons to that. So Texas is going to come out at 634 gallons instead of 631.5 gallons. And we'll go to, let's see. I'll go ahead and log out. So I'll start back over from scratch. So you come into Texas Comptroller's website, comptroller.texas.gov. It'll bring you here. You log in. And once you've registered, it'll show IFTA here. You just click on it. If that's an active account, so I got franchise tax and IFTA, so you just click on IFTA. That's going to pull anything that's blurred out on the screen. That's just your where your personal information will be. I'm not gonna display my tax numbers on here, so that'll be blurred out. Everything else is, I'll leave it open on there. But so you just click File Original Return. Oh, and by the way, obviously this is just good for Texas. I don't know if you're in a different state, then their website might be set up different. But this is an IFTA filing for Texas. And I'm actually going to go through the live filing right now while it's recording. So I figured this would be better than explaining how to do it after the fact and trying to explain how to go through a website. But so continue period 254. I have no idea what that means. Period ending in 12/31/25. Due date is February the 2nd. So this is January 2nd. So I'm filing these basically a month ahead of time. So I'm going to click on this, go to continue. The only thing that I got held up with last time was biodiesel. Don't check off biodiesel, just do diesel. It'll figure up like the B20 stuff. I think that's already factored in. If it's not a big enough difference for me to try to keep up with biodiesel and diesel. Let's see, no operation. I did not operate. No, I'm not going to check that off. So I'm just going to report all my diesel purchase. So continue. And now we'll bring up, let's see. So the easiest way to do this is just to split your screen. Let's just have this over here. Let's see. Total IFTA miles, taxable miles. So these are going to be the same because I'll show you on their report here. Let's do the gallons first. And I'll probably speed this up. Y'all probably don't want to watch me put in all these numbers because it's just going to be going through the same thing. So so I'm not looking at the amount, I'm looking at the volume. So I'm looking at this column here, and I'm going to transfer that over into this column. The only one I got to pay attention to is Texas. Let's go and do that first, just so I don't forget. So 631, so we're actually going to add 2.5 to that. So 633, 634, so 634. And Tennessee, I guess I'll just work my way up from the bottom. We got 0 in Tennessee. South Dakota, we got 93. I wonder if this is just what I did last time. So, because I didn't run any miles in New Mexico last time, maybe Texas saves. Maybe Texas saves all the states you ran and entered the time before. I mean, I guess that's good if you always run the same states. But we got to add New Mexico. So New Mexico, 69. I guess it would make sense to start from the top. I don't know if they're going to try to trick me with one of these states that's going to be missing again. Let's see, 152. in Alabama, Iowa, Illinois, Kansas, Georgia, Louisiana, Missouri, Kentucky, I think that's a 0. Mississippi, I know about fuel there. Mississippi, 335. North Carolina, North Dakota, oh, Arizona, 108. Where's Arizona? Arizona's not on here either. Arizona. So Arizona, we did 108. Yeah, I think this might actually be, if you don't always run the same states, I think it's actually more confusing them only showing you the states that you did last time. So you got to look at your report. That's the best way to do it, so, at least in Texas, since they're not showing me any of the states that I didn't fill in last quarter. Then, you know, you want to look at your report, at your fuel report, and transfer those numbers over. Don't look at the states on the IFTA form and then, you know, go, because you could leave one out. So just go down in order on your fuel volume by state report, whichever one you're using. On to the mileage. This is the one where there's a, yeah, let's move this one over. Okay. Total and non-toll, they're always the same. Non-toll miles. I don't know. I guess it's possible I'm just, I guess I might be paying too many taxes because I'm reporting all the mileage. I guess there's a way to integrate like your toll tag into OmniTrax or your ELD. Mine's not integrated, so I may be overpaying, but I don't run, you know, all that many miles through tolls. But I'd rather overpay a little bit than get in trouble for not paying enough on your on my IFTAs. So Alabama, 949, 949. Georgia, 1433. So Alabama, we got Arkansas. I don't think we got Arkansas. We got to add that. Arkansas. So Arkansas, I just want to make sure. Where's our gallons? Did I close it? Fuel by state. Okay, Arkansas, we got 0. Oh, we got 443. 443, and 0 gallons. I'm just checking everything over, just making sure I didn't forget a state. Tennessee, Texas, I know we got those. Okay, that looks like we got everything. All right, is this gonna add this up for me? Probably not. Let's see. Total IFTA miles for surcharges must be 0. Okay. So that's got to be 0. And these have to match. Oops. So I think that's what it wants. Yep. So there's no IFTA miles. That's a surcharge. That's a Kentucky specific thing. And I guess I should just check down here and make sure there's not like the, you know, because you got New York, Connecticut, New Mexico, Oregon. Yeah, so Kentucky's the only one on here that's got their special little surcharge built into the IFTA system, or at least the Texas IFTA system. Okay, So they want us to add all this up. Yeah, 356. Okay, well, we're just going to plug in the higher. We'll just keep the total as the higher one. It's probably going to kick it back. We're going to have to add. We're going to have to like take 3 off, I would imagine. Yeah. So it's got to match up. All right. Well, I know these ones are rounded to the nearest whole, so we're just going to go with the whole number. I mean, it's 3 it's 3 miles. So. Okay. That should let us through. Are you serious? The return has already been processed. Please return to the main menu. What? What the heck? Continue. Please don't make me do this again. Are you serious? What the heck? What just happened? Okay, so confirm and pay. Yeah, last time you just kicked me out. Warning. Average fleet is over tolerance. Total non. Oh, you know what? Edit. Non-IFTA. I'm just going to put 0. Yeah, okay, they saved it. Total IFTA, whole miles, taxable miles. Oh, total non-IFTA miles. Total IFTA miles. Total IFTA miles, whole. Taxable miles, whole. Total non-IFTA miles. Okay, I'm just putting 0 there. I'm just saying everything's IFTA miles. That got rid of my little warning. So I only owe $22. That's not too bad. That was pretty close. So there's the total report. Let continue. Incurs a non-refundable portal processing fee. Future transfer date allowed. Allowed prior to due date. Okay. Well, they should have my. I think they've got my stuff. Let's try that. Maybe they don't. All right. That's it. There's my confirmation. I mean, I save them as a PDF for, just just in case.
So that's how to do IFTA. It's really simple and really boring, and that's why it's not on the other channel. So if you're interested in owner-operator stuff, finances, just running the business side of trucking, that's what this channel will have, all the extra boring stuff. And just overflow, anything that doesn't match in with, or anything that's, not not related to hauling freight and securing loads and driving down the road, stuff like that will be on this channel. So y'all take care, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time.